Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley and we're continuing our July challenge. We are on day 22 where we are trying to find 10 items in 10 minutes to leave our home, to free up our mind and make our home more functional in the process. We're in a different part of my kitchen today, and what we're going to be focusing on is my island. This is definitely like one of the workhorse sections of my kitchen, and so I'm really excited to go through here today. I thought today what I would do, instead of actually counting the items as I go through, because I'm not really the best at actually keeping up with it anyway, I'm going to just kind of chat with you guys as we go through all of the sections of my island while our timer counts down, and then I'll count them up at the end and do the total at the end. I think that'd be easier. So we'll just kind of try this out and see how it goes. So the number will be at the end of the video to see how many items we're able to actually get rid of. I have my timer set for 10 minutes and I'm going to get started. I'll just set that here to the side. So the first drawer, I'm going to angle you guys down so you can kind of see. So this island I've actually had for a really, really long time. I had tape in here because there's a lady that I take some meals to, and she prefers them to be on paper plates and just kind of taped together when I am able to take her something, and so that's the reason I have tape in here, but I probably only need one, maybe the one that's got food in it. So we'll take this one and put it in the secretary because we will use it, but definitely don't have enough space for all of it. Cookie cutter was during Christmas time. I could put that with my cookie cutters for Christmas. I have a bin that my grandmother gave me. We use all of these straws and stuff. Oh, I'll get anything that drops in a little bit. So all of this stuff I use. Now, these things take up a lot of space. This is the tongs that we use for the grill. I would really like to have a place in my laundry room for just all of the grill things because it's at the back door. But I know that I need to keep it. This was my grandmother's biscuit cutter. But I don't cut my biscuits. And I may see if my mom wants this, because I think my mom actually does cut her biscuits out. I just kind of toss mine and mash them down in the pan instead of cutting them. So I've kept this because it's my grandmother's, but I don't actually need it. So we'll get rid of this. This is actually broken. When you try to use it, it pushes down. And so I'm going to throw this in the trash. And you know what? I forgot to get us a trash bag. So let me grab that real quick. My donation bin is on the other side of the kitchen. I've been trying to work out of the same one and just fill it up as I go so that I can take it at one time. This thing, I use that for my ginger, so we'll keep it. These bags for breast milk, I don't need this. We're going to trash these. There's 2 bags of them and a pen, so there's a couple items in there. Another cookie cutter that can go with my Christmas stuff. This goes with this, and I honestly do not remember how to use it. Oh, there it goes. Okay, so let's see. It sits down in there and it's supposed to be able to make ribbons for like zucchini noodles, but you know, I honestly just use this by hand and I don't use this. So I'm going to toss this, and that's such a specific item, and I got this at the Christmas show in my area. It's like a German handheld thing, so I don't know that anybody would actually, it'd be a long shot if anybody actually used it. So here's some more cookie cutters. This was from my son's baby shower, and then this is for Christmas, so we're going to toss those up there. Two of my son's spoons. I have a separate drawer for them. This needs to be washed, so I'll set them to the side. This goes with the thing that I peeled my ginger with. This is a press for garlic. But I don't actually like using this one. It actually makes the garlic too big, and you end up with big, massive chunks of garlic. So I'm going to get rid of this one. We'll donate it. So let me put these items here together that we're going to donate. And then this goes to a new place. We'll put that because all of my cookie cutters need to go to a different place. This is a bottle that I do use for like to-go sauces and stuff. Here's another piece of trash. Another cookie cutter. I have a bin that has all my cookie cutters in them, and so I'll put those all together that I don't use. So I'm going to donate that. Okay, these are for my son too, so he doesn't need these though. And I already have 2 saved. I had this one because I bought one that you can freeze breast milk in and use for when they're teething, but he actually just likes the frozen teethers. So I'll put this specifically goes with the one that's in my kitchen. I'm going to wash these and I'll put these up for another baby. All right, here are Writes on Dust, Wet Oil, and Surface. These are actually my husband's. I think he brought these in so that I could write on these breast milk things when I was using them. But I ended up having a different Sharpie, so I'm going to give those back to my husband. He'll use those at work for sure. Now, these down here are from, I know why I've kept them. It's because it's a memory, but it's not serving a function in my kitchen. Gosh, this drawer is terrible. And you know, I just cleaned these out not too long ago, but it's crazy how much stuff falls down. For one, this is not sealed on top, and so when I'm chopping stuff, it falls down in here. But just hands, you know, opening a cabinet after you've chopped food and stuff, it just gets in here. So these are gold coins that we bought when we did a pregnancy announcement, and that video is actually up on my channel. We did scratch off cards because my entire family, my mom, her husband, my sister, my grandmother, all of them, they love scratch offs. And so we did a scratch off pregnancy announcement that said we're having a baby when they scratched it off. And so I bought these little gold coins, they're chocolate, to go into that with them. And I bought enough for my whole family, but then half of my family was out of town and couldn't be there. And we've kept these because, one, they're delicious, but two, it's a memory. And there's no point in holding on to chocolate because if I try to store this forever in a tote, mice are probably going to get in it and destroy it. So we might as well enjoy the chocolate. I have pictures of them for memories and in his little baby book that I've made him. So we might as well enjoy this, and it stopped taking up space in my cabinet. So I'll put that over there in those bins that you saw me decluttering when I was going through our coffee bar. That's our coffee bar now. All of these knives and stuff we do use, so I'm just going to move them out of the way. Here's more chocolate. This is the thing for my scissors, and this goes to my knife that's in the dishwasher. It's my chef knife. So here's another piece of trash. Throw that away. I really need to wipe this drawer down, but we're doing the declutter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going with the declutter, and we will wipe this down later because I want to try to get to another bin, another drawer. So here's our next drawer. I actually do use this. This is the thing for my Instapot. I know you can look it up online, but it's just so much easier to not have to search for that. This is my thermometer to check my temperatures. I do use this attachment for the immersion blender. These are our filters for our water. We use that. And this, see, look, piece of tomato down in the drawer. These are extra pegs to hold my shelf up because some of them tend to break. This little shelf I got from Big Lots a long time ago. Look, here's packets from Papa John's that we can get rid of. Pepper packets. This goes to his humidifier, and I clean it in the kitchen, so we'll keep that. This is the little thing to fill my bottles, so I'll keep that. Here's 2 filters that we have. They come in 2s usually. That goes in another drawer. I'm going to toss that. I don't know what that is for. And I don't even think this scale works. I've put new batteries in it, and even the new batteries don't work, so we're going to trash that and get that out of the way. Again, these drawers need to be wiped down, but we're just decluttering right now. And we'll come back and I'll wipe them down in a little bit. This opens my jars. I use both of these. I've had this island for probably, well, we've been married 10 years now. And so I've had the island for more than that because I had it in my little house that I was renting before. And let's see, that's to my new crock pot. That is a heat trivet. And maybe, let's see, this is the lid that goes to those containers. Stop. Gosh, that was a quick 10 minutes. Look, here's another one. I don't need to buy any more filters for our water for a while. And here's a pen that we can put into my secretary. These papers, the only reason I kept them is the first time that I ever used this crock pot, I love the crock pot, it's already scratched on the inside. And so I'm thinking about requesting a return from Amazon, but I need to actually do that. So I'm going to set these out so I actually do it. So I use all of this stuff. This trivet, I never use because I don't remember that it's here, because it's covered by all of these gloves. So let me see if I can maybe arrange these, all these heat pads. I use these for our bowls, and we use this. So those are my most used ones. I don't use this one because it's the only one that I have, but this would be handy with my air fryer. So I think I'm going to put it over here under my air fryer because I don't remember to grab it specifically for the air fryer because the air fryer is on the other side of the kitchen. And I know I use these, so I'll put those there. I know I use this bottle opener or can opener. Okay, so my timer's gone off. My son's still asleep, so what I'm going to do is try to spray these out and wipe this out so that it's not so gross. And we'll kind of chat for a minute if you guys have time. I enjoy the chatting part. I'm trying to think through everything that I'm trying to declutter, so during the videos it's a little hard for me to do that and chat with you guys. I try, but I don't ever feel like I get my points across a lot of the times because I stop thinking about should I keep this or get rid of it. So let me spray this down. I'm going to the grocery store today and I need to get some more of my favorite cleaner that I told you guys about, the Method cleaner. It just works so good and I love the smell of it. And it's not like a real bad toxic cleaner. I'm sure there's healthier cleaners out there, but this is in my price range and I feel better about it than some of the other cleaners that there are. So what I was trying to say about the island, I bought this island at Big Lots years and years ago and it functions wonderfully, but it doesn't look the best. I paid, I think it was like a $300 island that they had. This top is real wood and this granite little slab is heavy. I mean, this is a heavy piece of furniture and it has done so awesome. My little house that I rented before my husband and I got married, I didn't have but like one set of cabinets. So there was literally no storage. It was a very old farmhouse that my grandparents had and I rented it for my grandmother for a while. And cute little house, but it just didn't have any storage. So I found this and I actually bought my Hoosier cabinet and I bought this island to be able to have more storage and make it more functional in the kitchen because I love to cook. And when you have a tiny kitchen and you love to cook, it can be difficult to try to have space for everything you need because I love to cook from scratch and that takes a little bit more ingredients some of the times. So we'll let that sit for a second. But it's done really awesome. I've done a picture so you can actually see the cabinet. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing looking cabinet. The paint has worn off of it, and because like the clear finish has kind of wore off, now it takes stains. It's not dirty, it's clean, but it looks dirty kind of all the time. I've thought about painting it, but it's like the inside of the cabinet is wood, but the outside is like the MDF, and so it's puckered up in places, and I don't think that even painted that it's probably going to look the best. So I just let it be as it is because I don't really have time to refinish anything right now anyway. You know, I thought about doing this video and I thought, oh gosh, you know, this cabinet doesn't look the best, but I want to be real on my channel because not everybody can afford brand new cabinets, and that's okay. Or maybe if you can afford brand new cabinets, that's not something that's important to you because you don't cook. And while my kitchen may not be new, or really anything in our house new, a lot of the stuff that we have is hand-me-downs from friends who gave them to us when we got married, like my couches and stuff. But, you know, there's a ton of people that have like the brand new, nicest of everything kitchens and cabinets that's on YouTube, and I just want to be a light to the people who don't have that. And there's nothing wrong with having it by any means, and there's nothing wrong if you don't have it. You know, I try to love my home exactly where it's at. And so I wanted to be encouraging. So I showed you the overall pan of what the cabinet looks like. Though it may not be aesthetically pleasing, it is an amazingly functioning cabinet for our family. And I'm just so excited, like if you do cost per use, like they kind of do cost per wear of your clothes or whatever, I'm pretty sure that it was like $199 is what I paid for it, and it was $300 originally. For the fact that I've had this for probably 12 years, I feel like I've gotten my money out of it, even if it's taken damage. I mean, I'm hard on things. My husband says that. He says especially men. Picking with me. But, you know, I'm not the easiest thing. When I'm cooking, and the kitchen gets messy, and I'm having a good time, and I'm not necessarily probably the easiest on my cabinets and stuff. That's so much better. It is crazy to me how much stuff gets down in these drawers. But something that I wanted to talk to you about too, besides this cabinet and how much I love it, even though it's not the prettiest cabinet in the whole entire world, is seasons. My husband and I were actually talking about this before he left for work today, and how, you know, we really need to embrace all of the seasons of our life and the seasons of the year and everything. And I looked outside today, and it is overcast and looks like it's going to rain. And Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually the days I try to go grocery shopping, and I try to only go grocery shopping once every 2 weeks. When I saw that it was raining today, or going to rain, and he actually said it is in the forecast to rain, I thought, man, it rains every time I go shopping here lately. And man, you know, trying to carry groceries and a baby in the rain is a task for sure. He said, you know, there's so many seasons in life, and if we think about it, it's a rainy season now, or at least it tends to be for us right now in North Carolina, but it's getting ready. School's going to be starting back before long. And, you know, we can think of the blessings in each season. Though there's a hardship in each season, like the rain right now in our area, it can also be a blessing because there's not any sickness right now, because the kids and stuff are not in school. But when this season fades, and maybe the rain fades and the heat fades, we're going to go immediately into school starting back, and then the kids are going to be sick. And so there's going to be a hardship there, you know, with everybody being sick and the challenges that come along with it. And, you know, but there's beauty in that season too, because then you're going to have the changing of the leaves. And I really got to thinking about that even after our conversation, aside from just the weather and sickness and the things that changed throughout the course of the year as far as seasons go. But I also thought about the seasons of our life, like, you know, before you have kids, and maybe the hardship of trying to build a career and save money to be able to buy a home or find a place to rent. You know, that can be a tough season, but it also has the beauty of learning to do life together, and the first part of marriage where, you know, you're so excited to come home to each other. There's hard and joyful times in that season, and there's also that where I'm at now. And the hard can be just trying to get a shower and get dressed every day. You know, my sweet husband will watch my son so I can hop in the shower, but I may not necessarily get my makeup done that day or get my hair done. And so that can be a hardship, or trying to cook dinner with a little toddler running around your feet that you're trying to make sure that he's safe and not falling around or getting hurt on things while you're trying to cook and get things done in the house. But there's also beauty in that season because he is so much fun right now. So in the season of life, I'm trying to learn to embrace all the things that are in that season. The hard and the easy, the fun and the emotional. And just really be present. I mainly use this at Christmas time. I think I'm going to put that with my Christmas bin too, for when I roll out cookies and stuff, or at least put it in my cookie bin. The thing I'm trying to get across is not so much focusing on the hardship that is occurring in each season, but embracing the moments and doing your best in them. In every season, it doesn't have to be perfect. Your furniture doesn't have to be perfect to enjoy the season that you're in. I love this island, though it may not be aesthetically pleasing and something that anybody else would want. It works for our family, and I'm grateful for it. And though I may not be able to get my hair done every day and my makeup on, I'm enjoying the season with my son. Though it can be hard if you're used to being able to do your hair and your makeup every day, after you have a child, that may not be a reality. At least it's not for me. It was so easy when he was little because he napped so frequently, or would bounce in his bouncy beside me and be content. That's just not the season that I'm in now. Now the season is changed. Parenting has leveled up, and he is busy and he is all over the house, and I have less time for myself to be able to get ready. But in the exchange of that, for this season, he is so fun, and he's doing new things every day, and I'm so trying to soak up all of that I can and just embrace the fact that makeup's not necessary. This is one of the reasons that I wanted to start my channel. Each season of life has not been easy. Growing up, trying to figure out life, starting your career, going out on your own for the first time, getting married, having children. Each season has its level of hard. And I want to be encouragement to all women, no matter what season of life you're in, because I don't think that a lot of us have a lot of that encouragement these days. I think that a lot of people do life alone. And if you're not in a community of people, then you can feel like you're the only one going through that hard season. And so I'm just encouraging you today, no matter what hard season you're in, the beginning of your journey, motherhood, maybe your kids are leaving the nest and you're having that empty nest syndrome. While it may be a difficult season and you can acknowledge that difficulty during that season, also take the time to step back and look at that 30,000 foot view of where you're at and be encouraged to find the good in the season as well. I may not be able to fix my hair right now, and I may not always be able to have on makeup, and right now my dishes are piled high in the sink. I've already ran a load of dishes, but because I cook all of our meals, it's just a perpetual load of dishes that need to be done, as well as laundry. And that's just the season of life that I'm in, and that may be the hard that I'm encountering, but there's also so much beauty in it. Seeing him walk around our house for the first time, and hearing the new words that he's learning, and seeing the new skills that he develops every day, and the memories that we're able to make. Though there may be sleepless nights, and he may want mama at 2 a.m. I may not be getting up at 6 o'clock and doing all of my checklists that I enjoy doing. Though that may be hard for me, I can still embrace the season that I'm in and acknowledge the hard, and maybe even verbalize that, talk to people about it. But instead of dwelling on only the hard, taking a moment to acknowledge the fun and the joy and the beauty in the hard seasons. When he was a newborn, and I'm sure it's like that for all new moms, I had no idea what we were getting into. We had him much later in life than a lot of people have. I was 38 when he was born. My husband was 39. And wow, like you just don't. People talk about how amazing that season is of having a newborn, but nobody really talks about the hardships as much, at least not in the people that we have hung out with. And so, realizing the sleepless nights and trying to learn how to be a parent, that is a difficult season. Why are they crying? If they won't stop crying and you're fearful of what could be wrong. Trying to learn how to nurse, trying to learn how to pump and managing all of that and bottles, and still trying to end your relationship with your spouse. You've introduced this new person into your relationship, and your norm for 11 years married, but we've been together for 17, 18 total, dating and married. You have your routine of your communication and your date nights and the things that you did and the lifestyle that you had prior to having kids. And then while it is a beautiful season, it's a difficult season because your marriage goes through a strain. Your communication goes through a strain. And it's a beautiful season. It still has hardships because there's now strain on your relationship. And I know that that is a season. This too shall pass, the good and the bad, like we've talked about before. Taking a deep breath on the hard days, acknowledging the fact that, yes, this is hard on our marriage right now to have effective communication because he takes up a good majority of our time when we are together. But that instead of it just being us two and us communicating together, that there's beauty in the craziness and the smiles and the laughter that he brings when we're all three together. And that this will pass and he will get a little bit more independent and we'll have time to talk again and he'll sleep better through the night and we'll have our moments more of being just me and him. So I don't know, maybe this is just a lot of rambling today, but I just found that a profound statement this morning. Every season has its hard, but it also has beauty. And I encourage you today, no matter what hardship you are going through. I've seen a couple comments from followers, a grandmother that's raising her grandchildren and trying to declutter a house with them present and how difficult that can be. That is a challenging season. But I'm sure there's beauty in that season too. Those grandchildren bring so much joy. I've heard that they're even better than your kids. But picking aside, I'm sure there's so much beauty in that season too, but it can be difficult if you feel like you're surrounded by clutter and the overwhelm. We only have one son that we're raising right now. To have three that you're caring for and it to be your grandchildren can be an overwhelming season to be in. But I pray for you guys that there is beauty in your season too that you're able to see. If you feel like chatting in the comment down below, I think maybe it'll be an encouragement to the people watching. What's your hard in your season that you're going through right now? But can you also see the beauty in it? What's something that's beautiful in the season that you're in? For us, I'm going to say that the hard is the daily routines with a small toddler and learning to be a mom, and the strain on our relationship because, there's not as much time for us to be together, to talk and to have those date nights right now. But the beauty is the blessing of having a son and how much joy he brings to our lives and how much more fun life is with him. The three of us together it's the best. And I'm so, so glad that we are able to have this opportunity. I know a lot of people don't get that. But maybe we can encourage each other again in the comments below if you feel like sharing your hard and your beauty in the season that you're currently in. Give me a thumbs up if you liked today's video. And I did do some research on the live stream. I really would love to do a live stream on July 31st for our last declutter. Hopefully be able to chat a little bit. It looks like from what I've seen and researched that I should be able to do a live. I've verified the channel and done all of that. So I may try to just pop up a quick live and say, hey, to see if it works before we actually go live on the 31st. So if I haven't missed something and I haven't read things incorrectly, I think we should be able to go live if you guys would like to. I'm going to try to think, and I'll tell you a time as it gets closer that I think would maybe work best for everybody to be able to hop on. So I'm really excited about that. Hopefully it will work. And in the meantime, I do hope you guys are having a great day. I hope that you were able to get something done with me today. These other items are going to be relocated in their home that they're going to go in. These are going to be donated, given to my mom. And I've had some people that's asked about that, you know, why I'm just setting piles around instead of taking them where they would go, because that would be amazing to not have anything left over after it. But when I'm only working with 10 minutes, because that's our challenge, I try to just focus on the area that I'm working on for that time to get as far as I can in those 10 minutes. And then, you know, once I let you guys go, this is really quick to just throw into the donation box that I've already got started. I know where my cookie cutter bin is. I'm going to pull that down and put those in there. My pens will go in my secretary. So it's very quick, and I'm not taking huge amounts of things out in that 10 minutes. So it's not like I have tons of piles to relocate and rehome. It's just a small few things. So my biggest thing during the challenge is just getting as far as I can in that 10 minutes. And so I hope that makes sense. But yes, if you're decluttering and it works best for you to relocate those items while you're holding them, definitely do that. I know that's a lot of people really enjoy that, but I'm trying to just get as far as I can in the time that I have during the video. I'm just trying to get as many items out of my home in those 10 minutes as I can. Let me show you these drawers. I'm really excited. Another thing that I've seen in this season is baby proofing. Oh my goodness, trying to cook with your whole kitchen baby proofed and you're not used to it, that can be a challenge in this season. Tons of stuff in here I was fighting through that was no need to have in the drawers. So that being said today, friends, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it encouraging. Please remember, if you've not been told today, you do have value, you are special, and I'm really glad that you're here. I'll see you tomorrow, friends. Bye.